and her name is Dr. Kathy. Dr. Kathy. Yes, this is Dr. Kathy. She's going to speak about GMOs and the side effects, so everybody tune in, listen. She has some great words to speak. Can we give it up for Dr. Kathy? All right, here you go.
Good morning, everybody. I'm a medical doctor who's a holistic physician, so I'm concerned about health and wellness for all of us. The American Academy of Environmental Medicine is a group of medical doctors from across the United States and other countries. The membership includes medical doctors who represent a broad spectrum of specialties such as pediatrics, internal medicine, and allergy. We are physicians concerned about the environment and the effects of it on people's health. The environmental influences that affect our health include the air we breathe, the water we drink and bathe in and cook with, and the food we eat. After evaluating the scientific studies of genetically modified foods, the Academy came to the conclusion that there had not yet been proof of the safety of these foods to eat. In 2009, the Academy recommended all physicians to advise all of their patients to avoid genetically modified foods until they were proven safe. Well, what is there about these foods? They are artificially derived by forcing the DNA of one species, like a bacterium, into the DNA of another species, like corn or soy. Why? This is done in order that the plant be resistant to the herbicide that is sprayed on the crop. That means the herbicide, known as Roundup, is used to kill the weeds that would have grown naturally. Thus, amidst this chemical warfare against the weeds, the genetically modified crops are able to grow. Another genetic modification is the creation of a built-in pesticide, the Bt toxin, for corn and cotton, so that every cell of the plant produces a pesticide that breaks open the stomach of certain insects and kills them. We really don't know the effects of these toxins on humans. There's been only one feeding study of the Roundup-ready soy in humans. In the meantime, a recent study showed that the Bt toxin could be detected in a majority of the pregnant women tested, in their babies, and also in non-pregnant women tested. I personally am very worried that the increasing numbers of scientific studies that suggest the toxins are affecting our systems, our immune and endocrine and gastrointestinal systems of mammals. The active ingredient in Roundup, called glyphosate, has recently been found to damage the ability of the bacteria in our gut to detoxify toxins or poisons we are exposed to. In fact, the damage to normal, beneficial bacteria that we need to survive might possibly explain the enormous increase in incidence of diseases we are seeing. Diabetes, gastrointestinal diseases like chronic diarrhea and irritable bowel disease, cancer, infertility, even dementia, and other tragic neurologic disorders like multiple sclerosis, ALS, and autism. These diseases have been increasing at an alarming rate. In the United Kingdom, when genetically modified soy was introduced, there was an increase in allergies to soy by over 50%. Many people commented that they became not only allergic to soy, but to other foods as well. Yet many also found that they could eat soy that was not genetically modified. Let's take a different perspective. Over 60 countries on Earth require the labeling of genetically modified foods. These include Australia, the entire European Union, and Japan. Their populations demanded this. Their scientific councils recommended that more research and more study was needed. What do they know that we don't know? Here's one analogy to think about this idea of changing the crops so that they can withstand this poison. Imagine that we are the crop. In case of chemical warfare, we would want to survive. So we're injected with something that makes us not get sick and not die from chemical warfare, like sarin gas or mustard gas. Thank goodness we're not in the midst of a chemical war. But who knows what the effects of this injection would be in the long run. Similarly with the plants. Well, there are companies on Earth whose goal is to supply adequate food for millions of people. My concern is that the purpose of changing the genetic makeup of these crops, the staples of our Western culture, is to be able to use poison on them without killing them. What hubris to think that the poison does not get into the crop. What hubris to think that the poison will not affect our health. We are here today to take back our lives. We're here to proclaim our right to have the choice about the food we eat. We're here today to affirm that our children's lives are sacred. I'm not against science nor research. What I'm against is greed and disrespect for people and disregard for humanity. For decades now, these so-called foods have been foisted upon us. Who are the laboratory animals? Not just the pigs and cows and chickens forced to eat foods that they were never designed to eat. We are the lab animals. When you see pictures of cattle looking dumbed down, think of yourself and your friends. When you see photos of animals crowded into pens with no room to move, think of yourself and your loved ones. I never gave consent for me to be a lab rat. Did you? No! We are here because we choose to be healthy and vital. We know that to be healthy we need food that has not been adulterated beyond what we would recognize as food. We need the diversity nature has to offer us. We know we don't want to eat poison. We want the gifts nature has granted us for millions of years. The future of our planet is tied to how we tend to the health of us humans and to the health of the planet itself. I'm not against business. I'm a business person myself. I suggest it is possible to promote our health and our planet's health while creating companies that positively support our environment. There are many aspects of our current environment that are not good for our future. We need corporations whose business design is to promote health and well-being for the creatures on Earth and for the Earth itself. This includes growing massive quantities of foods without gambling with our future. In other words, in a way that is truly safe for our health and our environment. I thank all of you for being here today, a part of this global demonstration for our right to have nutritious, healthy food and a healthy environment for all.